Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. Corporate mic, hip hop mic, whatever you want to call me. We are live from the cribbo. I got the studio, I'd say like 78% of the way set up. But I am going full 110% on the show. And I have a special guest here who I'm very excited. He's like the first musical guest. I haven't interviewed a musician in 3.5 years now. Jimmy Sandra,
yes, sir.
In the building. What's up, sir?
I'm here, man. Thank you so much for having me, man. It's an honor.
It's so nice to see you.
You too, man. You know, I think, first of all, I just want to say that I appreciate you having me here. You know,
I mean, all love, bro. Come on, you already know.
It's great to have you back on the scene, man. You're, even since back then, like we've known each other for years, but your resilience to everything that you've been into, whether it was like the food industry, the furniture industry, haircut, cookies, everything. It's inspiring, and I'm just honored to be the first artist, first freestyle.
Facts. Freestyle is coming.
We'll be here, man. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you here. I feel like I've been seeing you do so much like on the social media at the very least, but I know you're doing a lot more. But I mean, to see you putting a lot of music out, a lot of freestyles, talking a lot of ish, running around, doing all sorts of events. I mean, traveling.
Yeah.
I figured it was only right we catch up.
For sure, man. I think the first time we met was at a show at SOB's that I did. And yeah, I think you were hosting it.
That's crazy.
And, from then on, like, I was just like, it was just like addicting, being outside, performing in front of a crowd, like networking and stuff. Like, it just showed me that you really have to be outside to make anything happen. So,
nah, that's facts. Did you
it's
do anything before music? Like, because I know you from music, obviously, but like before music, were you working like a regular job? Were you in school? Like, what led up to you hitting stages and performing?
Yeah, my life was like baseball. Like,
okay.
I played all throughout college. I had dreams of being a major leaguer, man.
Really?
Yeah. But, music was always like my outlet. Like, I've been writing since I was like 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I started out writing books, like for my grandmother and like to read and stuff like that. And just being around, in school and that hip hop culture, it just translated to music. I'd like to say that music has always been a part of me. I just didn't pursue it like I am now.
I mean, even playing baseball, like, let alone before college is like a full-time sport, but to play in college, I feel like that has to be your life. Like, you're up early,
it is,
in bed late, like it's constant practice, constant workouts.
6 a.m. lifts every day.
It is crazy.
Practice, class, and not to mention, like, partying wasn't like a factor either. It was a factor, I'm saying, but so the whole college experience was really some of the best years of my life, for sure.
Yeah.
I just regret that I wasn't going hard with music then, because, I had so many, between knowing everybody, we could have had the campus lit type thing, but, there's a time for everything, so.
Had you made any music at that point? Like, that maybe you just didn't put out? Like, did your friends, at least in baseball, know that you were creating music?
It was like, at the time, it was like almost corny to be like, if you rapped, people would think like you're a SoundCloud rapper type thing. So I always kind of kept it on the low and just made music for me and, my family, my cousin, and my close friends. We were just they were always playing it in their cars and everything, but I never had the guts to like really pursue it because honestly, I was like afraid of being judged by so many people. But that's just a thing I grew out of, so.
Yeah, I mean, I say this too. I think I've always felt the same way. Like, I never really got into rapping or writing. Like, writing wasn't specifically my thing. I think the talking more so, but
right.
I definitely feel like if I were to ever try to even rap, I mean, I also went to like an all-black high school where they called me White Mike, so I don't know if I would have just got shit off rip. But I think like being a little bit of a lighter complexion, you are automatically, it's like, oh, you think you're Eminem and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just put you in a box immediately. Unless, I mean, even Mac Miller, I guess, got it too. Yeah. R.I.P., but he grew out of it, but.
Yeah. There's always that stigma where, like, the white rapper thing, and I've got compared to, like, G-Eazy, or, like, even, like, Mac Miller, but, I don't take offense to that, because these dudes are, incredible.
Incredibly talented.
Yeah, like, so, it's whatever, like, as long as you're rocking with the music, like, you could compare me to whoever, like, as long as you're enjoying it, I'm cool with it.
Did you ever record anything? Like, were you in a studio at that time, or was it just strictly like writing and kind of freestyling?
I was like recording myself really on like a little blue mic, like those the snowball microphones.
Okay.
Through GarageBand. I thought
Classic.
it was the illest thing ever when I was able to do that. But, I never really went to the studio early on and pursued it. But now I have all the gear. I'm able to record myself, saved a ton of money on studio time and everything. And it just makes my work ethic more efficient.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
gotta wait on anybody. I don't gotta wait for bread to go to the studio. It's like, I don't know, just that mentality of just, keep going, like not waiting on anybody and just putting things out.
Nah, I know the vibes. I mean, we were talking about it even just before the show, like to have a space like I do here now. It's awesome when you could
Yeah.
kind of just be hands-on whenever you want. Like I could imagine, especially as an artist, like you really don't need anybody. Like if
Right.
you have an idea, you could just kind of get to it right away. Where a lot of artists, if they're relying on like engineers or relying on other people to record, I'm sure a lot gets lost in translation.
Of course. Yeah, this is beautiful, by the way. I know I told you
Thanks,
off air.
man.
Like, you guys gotta, they're really doing this nice
Grinding.
over here. And yeah, just to, to have your own setup, be comfortable, that's like the main thing for me. And it's not a slight to any engineers or anybody that I work with. It's just, I don't, it messes up your relationship sometimes if like I want something this way and then they gotta be like, all right, like, I'll fix this for you. Like I just don't like being that guy. So creative control is like a big thing for me, I feel like.
I think it's good to do both. Like if you're able to kind of get the idea together and put it together on a track, like by the time you go to a studio, maybe you do like your final cut, like mix and master with an engineer. They have a much better idea of what they're working with versus a kid that's like, I need it like that. I need it like you just essentially waste a lot of time, I feel like.
Yeah, like I always say like music could be like a collaborative experience too. Like I love like locking in with an engineer or my own producer or anything like that. It's just at this point in my career, like I just feel like I gotta at a rapid pace, just there's so much music coming out. Like I just gotta cut through the noise and I can't wait to, on other people right now. So, by any means, like if there's an engineer out there that's willing to work, like I'll be down, but like if I could, afford it time-wise, money-wise, and, everything, if our schedule, I'll be down, but I just got to keep going no matter what.
How long have you been doing this for?
Music? I'd say like pursuing it like commercially since like 2018. I'd say like putting it out and everything, but like actually recording and like writing music and everything since like 07, 08, with my stepbrothers.
Like 10 plus.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like it's years in the making, you got to perfect your craft. You know how it is.
What do you feel like is like the biggest challenge in making music? Because I know it shifts, like considering you've been kind of keeping up with it for a long time, making for yourself. I mean, the last 5 years, the sound has changed like so many times. Even in the 3 years I haven't really been in music, I feel like the Ice Spices are like so much different than the Juice WRLDs, or they're so much different than the Young Thugs.
Yeah, I think there's something for everybody now. I see the kids getting lit and everything like that. The fast. I'm like, damn, I can't rap that fast. Or they're moving, they're getting sturdy and shit. Like,
It's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll break a leg. I don't really try to adapt with sounds. I just like to make what I love making, and I know that I have my people that resonate with it, and I'm fine with that. I'm not like chasing any trends or anything like that.
How are the shows going? You've been doing a lot of shows lately, like since COVID and everything lightened up. I know the city's open again.
So yeah, actually with COVID, back January, I had 2 shows in Arizona.
Oh shit!
And I have my family out there. Shouts to them. Right around that time is when COVID hit. So I was stuck in Arizona I was already there in January, from January till July.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. But honestly, it was like the best place to be. Like it was like nothing was even really happening there except for things were closed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's much different in New York. Everything's shut down here.
It was like, but I was just worried for my family here,
Yeah.
But whatever I say that to say, with the show wise, like performing out of state was definitely an experience. Different.
How so? Is the crowds just different out there? Or is like the venues? Because I've never been to Arizona. I've done shows, like South by Southwest, like Texas, LA.
Yeah.
But Arizona, I feel like is a whole different place. I don't even know any artists actually even out of Arizona off the top of my head.
So I was telling you about Merkham's before. To be locked in with them is like, I know if I go out there, like I have my own little, like family out there too, besides my own family. But it's just a growing hip hop scene. Like everybody was working together. You know, when I performed there, I got super love, and like I feel like it's my second home almost now.
What are some of the goals, like music wise? Because obviously with things kind of shifting, like and it becoming, I feel like anybody's ball game. Like, I mean, the music right now is so diverse, so different. Do you have any plans to like attack the industry, or is it more so just kind of keep doing what you're doing? Because I know you have a fan base. I mean, I have the questions here. I feel like you ask people like what questions to ask you. I have like at least 40 questions here from people.
Yeah, and that's like I said, it could be 40 people, it could be 40,000 people. You know, I'm always gonna make music regardless. I'd say the goal is to just get in a comfortable living situation and through music.
Are you doing other stuff right now, like outside of music? Are you working any regular gigs, or is it just all music all the time?
I do videography too for people. I
It's
edit
fire.
videos and stuff. Yeah, I mix and master songs for people and stuff like that. And yeah, photo shoots, all that. You know, I just like anywhere I can get into these buildings, these spots, like, and I can contribute. Like I'm with it. I'm willing to play a part. You know, whatever, whether I'm, you know, behind the camera or on the mic, you know, I'm with whatever. I just want to be around it and just grow together type thing.
No, I feel like that, at least for me, was like the biggest thing because I never really knew exactly what I wanted to do. Maybe it would have been better to like know at that point, like I want to do radio or interviews.
Yeah.
But I feel like just going out and surrounding yourself with people, that's where you get the most out of like the like life in general, but the music experience.
You can't tell you how many people I've met just through, you know, just because I've had a camera type thing, you know, it's like my key into, you know, and I like to provide for other people too. So, you know, it's like a mutual respect thing. But to niche down, I guess, and be like, yeah, like I want to do this. Like it's always good to have a goal. But yeah, right now I'm just like, I'm trying to like get in wherever and just like, you know, and I don't even tell people I make music off rip because I don't want, there's so many people that I don't want you thinking I want something from you because it's not like that. I feel like I'm super genuine with it because like I love this shit. Like I'm not like trying to get something out of you. So I let them figure it out after, and that's.
I think if you do it in a way where it's like not stressing you out, like because it's very easy. Like I've learned for sure over the years, it's very easy to get consumed in it, and then it stresses you out more than you enjoy it. Like I think the key to making really quality stuff and to just like have fun with it, you really have to be able to just like not look at necessarily the end result, but more so just like enjoy the process of it.
Yeah, you're totally right. Don't look at the numbers. That's one thing because even the numbers are so skewed in this game. Like
they
you know
are.
How it is. Like you don't know what to believe. So, you know, it's tough, but I've been trying my hardest like to just stray away from that and just create and I feel like it's been working out for me.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I feel that, you know, with the numbers and stuff like that, like a lot of people, you're playing more of a money game than you are a talent game.
Yeah.
Like the real talent, I feel like comes from just being able to engage people. Like you have guys that with the numbers that they can't even reach 40 people, but they have 40,000 streams. You're like, how?
Forget about it, man. You know, fake streams.
Yeah.
All that. Like I've been through it all. Like, you know, like I've been with marketing agencies where they're pumping my followers up. Like I've literally went through my Instagram and just removed like bots for hours, bro.
It's
like
crazy.
Just like because it messes your algorithm. But then you start thinking about the algorithm. Like,
are you gonna do this verified thing? They got this. I'm debating it honestly. I'm like, I don't know, because I feel like they already work against you. They almost like extort you into having to do it.
It's like a pay to play thing. Yeah. Like, and I'm very aware that it's super corny to do. Like, you know, like the Twitter blue thing, you know, like everyone is always ripping on each other. Oh, you bought a badge type thing.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like they're saying that if you get this blue check that you're going to be in the front of it, you know, like
they'll give you a little more exposure.
Exactly. And like, you know,
it's
I'm willing to do
unfortunate.
whatever. So.
Nah, I don't even know what game I'm playing anymore because it's wild, bro. Because at the same time, you know, you get a lot of fake pages and like, so you're like, oh, okay, well, if I buy this thing, like, I guess the fake pages won't get me, but they shouldn't anyway. You know, it's like they shouldn't exist to begin with.
Ain't nobody playing fair, I feel like, you know?
It's so crazy.
But like I said, like, I feel like from a play, and you too, like, you know, we just been working hard for years and we have our audience. Like, I'm not trying to attend to no like labels or, you know, I know they all look for numbers and everything, but I just feel like if we keep pushing forward, keep doing what comes from our heart type thing, even if it sounds corny, like that we'll find our people.
Yeah, nah, genuine definitely it will come back in style at some point or another.
Yes, that's it.
Or everything's gonna shift to AI.
Oh my goodness.
Would you feel as an artist more intimidated by AI rap or by the stuff that's kind of happening now with like just like I feel like right now a lot of the artists that get the big looks are the ones who are kind of signing away the majority of their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm also very concerned with the AI rap because I'm like, if you can make like a Drake song without Drake, what else can you do?
I know, man. AI everything. Not to mention because they're doing same thing with engineering, video, like all the trades that I have, it's becoming AI everything. So I don't know how far, they'll take it. Maybe, robots will be running the world eventually. But aside from that, like I said, man, like there's only so much we can do and control. I like to think that we can control everything in this game and what we do in our careers and everything, but there's so many times where things have went left. Expect the unexpected in this game for real.
What have been some of like the highs for you, like of the experience you've gotten to have through music? Are there any that stand out as like, wow, this really makes the effort worthwhile?
I mean, honestly, that show at SOBs where you were there, I had my family pop out, my friends and everything. That was just like a super cool moment for me.
Was that your first? That was your first show?
Wasn't my first. Not like
the first one you had family at, I guess.
Like my first show was in front of thousands of people at a festival. And, my dad was there, my mom was there, my stepbrother, and we were just in the trailer and people were piling in and like, my dad was like all nervous and stuff. But I just felt like home, man. Like, you don't know how many times I've done this in my room, like, practicing and everything. So I just feel like everything's been a test and you just got to study for it. Like even, like for anything. But another special thing is being at these One Train ciphers. I don't know if you've seen
word. Those crazy. Shout out to Steve, man.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
A beast.
I think this is the third one.
I seen you on the front on Complex.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's just the amount quadrupled in the amount of in 2 months. It's so special because everybody's going through the same thing. Like it feels like we're one big class coming up together.
Yeah.
And being around like-minded people, it just makes you feel less crazy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times people don't see what we're by ourselves, like plotting, preparing. You have doubters, people that don't believe that this is possible. And being around all those people, it's just like, all right, like, I'm not out of my mind for thinking
I feel
this,
that.
Like it's just so that's super special to me. And, shouts to all the artists because it's all love. Like we're all uplifting each other. And I feel like it's a real shift in the city right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I've always felt like more tied to that kind of energy than the industry stuff. But I've also been in like a very strange pocket of it. And it's interesting that you say that because I do believe there is a disconnect. Like at a certain point when you're subscribed to like that genuine energy and you see so much of like the disingenuous energy, you start thinking like, all right, well, is that what has to happen? Like, and it's not even just in music. Like I see it with real estate. Like there's certain guys that they just take it very seriously and they're like, if you're not wearing a suit, you can't sell property. And I think in music, it's the same thing. Like if you're not, streaming in the millions or if you're not playlisting but there is something to be said about just the energy that comes from a group of creatives that might not individually have a million each, but together look at the impact that
stronger together.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. Yeah.
And I love that that Steve brings it together and doesn't make it just about him. It's about the movement and it's about the people.
Yeah. He's been blessed to be on these world tours with with Russ and all these super talented creatives, and he's been around super successful people.
Yeah.
And so it's possible, and it gives everybody hope. And I think that's like the most important thing. Like we're all like, there's no school for this. There's no, take a course here and then you're here, you're making bread. Like no, like you just gotta be delusional. You gotta be crazy. Block out everybody saying everything. Just keep going, man. That's it.
What are some of the short-term goals? Like, what do you have coming up in the near term? And on top of that, what are the long-term goals?
Short-term goals, I'd say, even coming on shows like this and freestyling. I think bars on I-95. I don't know. I just love it. So to be around all these creatives and being able to share my story on these big platforms is like something that I'm definitely serious about. And a long-term goal is probably just to tour and keep spreading the message.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I go by the name of Jimmy Sandra, and my real name is Jesse, but Jimmy is my dad and Sandra is my mother's name. And I put that together because it's just something that I love them, and I just feel like that's what it represents, like unity, love, and that's how I just want to move throughout this game because there's so much bad energy, I feel like. Just to be able to spread that on a tour, I feel like
it's awesome too. I think it's like kind of, I don't know if ironic's the word, but the fact that that's both of your parents' name and that you're kind of setting the tone of like what's being put together. Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting, you know. It's like, because I don't know what your parents do. I mean, maybe you could share, but I feel like most parents, they would be like, okay, and my son's using our names to make rap. Like, that's crazy.
They're super supportive. My mother she's in special ed. She's a para. My father, he's a carpenter. Right there in itself, that's, you know, caring, being genuine, hardworking. And I just feel like I'm trying to incorporate both of those, hard work and love and everything. And I just feel like that makes you unstoppable.
Yeah, facts.
That's about it.
It's interesting too, because being a carpenter and then doing it with para is like you deal with a lot of unpredictable, like spontaneous stuff, which is very similar to the music industry.
It is, and you know, my father, he was an artist too, but he drew. Okay, and he was super talented with that, and yeah, I just feel like I got my writing, and you know, there's so many things that I pulled from both of them, but I chose their names to really represent, you know, them, and I just want to make them proud at the end of the day.
Long term, is there anybody that you want to work with also? Or I guess short term, I don't know. I see you crossing paths with a lot of different people. Is there like a hit list of artists you want to collaborate with? I feel like your list probably the most like random list too. It's like, you know, I ask certain people, they're like, yeah, I want to work with Kodak. I want to work with Travis, which I'm sure anybody would, but is there anybody that would be providing shock and awe?
Oh man, you know,
no one gets to
anybody. That's a really good question. Honestly, I mean, now that we talked about Steve, like Russ is definitely, you know, I wasn't like always a fan of his music. I know he's always super talented, but his mentality, I respect that so much, in the way that he does things and the way that he goes about things and gives other people like Steve opportunities. You know, he found him off of Twitter type thing and just took him on a whole world tour. So I think that's something that I would like to do eventually, for some, you know, changing people's lives. Yeah, I guess he would definitely be on there for sure.
It's an amazing feeling, like when you kind of get the ball rolling and you do something. Because I mean, you said it yourself, like you were kind of a little shy getting into it. Mm-hmm. Now that you fully embraced it, I'm sure you come across other people that are a little shy and they're just getting into it.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I love, like, not that I'm a mentor by any means. I haven't like accomplished anywhere near to what I want to do, but you know, doing these shows, I've run into artists where it's their first show, or, you know, they're a little nervous, and I just give them tips, give them stuff, you know, what I do, and be like, yo, like, you belong here. Like, you belong on that stage. Like, this is what you want to do. Like, act like it type thing, you know?
And that's the thing too, bro, is like a lot of people sleep on the fact that like just that life mentorship goes a long way. Like not everybody has to show you the ins and outs of like how to do your music, but like just being like, you know what, if I could get on stage, you could get on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you kind of help people see what they're made of to some extent.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's always that stage fright thing that these artists, you know, but everybody has their own routine.
I'm so awkward on stage. Anytime I'm on stage, I'm hosting, I'm just like, can I get a year? Can I get a year? Somebody.
If you're in New York, you'll rock with it.
It works every time.
That's our native call. But nah, you did awesome, bro.
I'm the most awkward on stage.
Well, you know, between this and radio, like, you've always been, you know, a huge inspiration for, I'm sure, for even up and comers. You know, I'm sure people have come up to you like saying they inspire you, that you inspire them and everything. And yeah, for like any advice for artists, not that they're asking, but you know, just do it. Like, just, oh, phone's ringing. Just do it,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's not even so much like you don't have to be in a certain spot. You know what's crazy is I've been saying this a lot lately. There's people, I don't want to put any names on blast, but there's people.
Put a name on the bullet.
I don't even want to give them. They know who they are. I'm not in. I don't need to drag people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
they don't need it.
They knew where they are. But there's people that they used to book me for a lot of events when I had like a big logo behind me, and then the second the logo's gone, they kind of stopped booking me. But like my bread right now is like way, way, way up.
Right.
And I would have loved to collaborate with people on like doing bigger shows and doing things. And like at the time when I was on radio, I didn't really have the capabilities to like contribute financially. Like I barely had time.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to be said about the people that just do the work on a genuine, because not for nothing, like Steve is at a point where he could get, a freestyle, I'm sure, from like Russ and a couple of other guys, and it could be like a celebrity freestyle that's about his brand.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like you get the same genuine energy. And then, over the years, the artists that really pop, they don't just pop from like the money being thrown at it. Like the artists that have sustainable careers like a Russ or a Logic. I mean, we could go on all day, but those guys are they're locked in for the long-term game. And, they work with people that don't have big like credits or big recognition, but just have great vision.
Right. That's what it's all about, man. Coming together. Like I said, music is moving. It changes people's lives. So like, why not do it if you have the opportunity to? And that's who I'm chasing. I'm not looking at who gets a hit that's hot for a summer. I'm chasing all these artists that have longevity in the game. And that's who I study. That's who I look up to. And that's who I'm striving to be.
That's it. You build the catalog along the way. S Pizza told me once, he's like, everything I do, it's not going to get appreciated until like years down the line. But it's like you're building kind of like a timetable that when it does pop, you look back and you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it'll find it a new show. Like, you find a new artist, you let them catch up to all the episodes, all the other songs that you've had.
Binge
it. That's it. That's it.
Yo, not for nothing, Earl Sweatshirt said that too once. I don't remember if it was like an interview with Rosenberg or something, but he's like, yo, I just be going down like black holes of like music. He's like, I'll just listen to like the Beatles for 3 months, and then I'll listen to NWA for 3 or whoever it is, and just go down like these paths. I feel like it's such a good way to absorb music, like just kind of going through these motions.
Do you have like another genre that you're into besides hip hop?
I haven't listened to hip hop, I'll be so honest, in like 3 years. Maybe here or there, but bro, I've been listening to just like random shit, like funky shit, like Thundercat and fucking Tame Impala. I was listening
They're
to
amazing.
like
that's good to have like a variety. That's how I do it too. I feel like it affects my music too, because you're just going off of what makes you feel good, and that translates through my music type thing. Whatever makes me feel good. They don't gotta come with bars all the time. Like
I'm just not in the same place too. Like I think when I was like kind of coming up and I was like struggling a lot, like I really enjoyed listening to like Nas or Mobb Deep or like shit that was speaking to that period of my life. I think at this point, like I'm a little bit more carefree. I'm a little bit more lax. Like I see how guys could be like 50 listening to Jimmy Buffett at the beach. Like I never got it when I was a kid. I was like, these fucking guys, their chest hair, listen to Jimmy Buffett. Go get a fucking job. But now I'm like, I could listen to Jimmy Buffett at the beach all that.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it. There's a time, I guess, like when Drake dropped that Her Loss shit, I was like, I definitely got into that. And here and there, I've been on my Yeet shit. Honestly, I've been listening to Mad Yeet, even though he makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, they put me onto him. They put me on to who else is that? I can't remember them, but it's like super moshy music. I can't think of it right now.
It's like SSG Kobe. Like, it's been like random shit that I've come across that I don't understand a fucking word they're saying.
Like just like to wow out to, and that's like where when you're younger, like that's like not that I'm like but like I guess like a teenager. You're just trying to have fun, bro. You're trying to just jump around, like, and like that's what it is. I was there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, my cousin sent me. Who is it? I
get anxiety now, bro. I'm watching these Rolling Loud LA videos. I'm like,
dude, my cousin Danny. I don't know where he went. We were at Gov Ball, Suicide Boys.
Yeah, it was wild.
Shouts to Nick. Shouts to Joey. And it's just different. Like it's fire, and I'd imagine the show is absolutely insane. But I'm also not trying to get knocked out in the mosh pit. Exactly. I'm not at that point right now.
It's not for me. Yeah.
So at Gov Ball, This was right before the Travis Scott incident. It was him and I, and we met some people there, and we were in the crowd, and Post Malone was performing, and you literally felt like a wave. We were getting pushed forward, and we couldn't get out. We were stuck.
Oh my God.
And it was super. And we were
scary.
with 2 other people, and this girl was saying, "Oh, like I'm feeling anxious. Like we need to leave." And we tried like breaking through all the people, but I can see like this was everyone was jumping around. I'm just like, damn, like I feel like I could drown in here.
It's crazy.
So I do like laid back shows and everything, but the mosh pits and everything, unless they're at my shows, I've had shows where people are wilding out. I'm playing like, I have types of music for that too. But as far as being in the crowd anymore, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been scared of the crowd.
Tallest dude, yeah. So I could get trembled on for sure. But
oh man, I want to get to some of these questions because I have a list of questions people had for you.
yes, sir. Yeah, shouts to my people. I had them on my Instagram story submit some questions for us to answer. I didn't read them. I just took some screenshots right in front of them.
I got them. I got the screenshot straight from his Instagram. I was in
see.
there. But let's see. Like some of them aren't the smartest. How do you know Spider Cuz?
Shouts to Spider Cuz, man.
Shout out Spider
That's the
Cuz.
homie. And shouts to Jay Garcia. He's one of my best friends.
Big up Jay Garcia.
Yeah,
always.
He put me, I linked to it Cuz through him. They're tight. And that's how we just build a relationship, And
Have you seen him without his mask?
I don't know. Yeah.
Is there another mask under that mask?
I'm one of the few. There's another mask under the mask, but it's all love, and he's a super genuine dude. Has an impact around the city like no other, man.
Yeah.
Like Jay always says it all the time. Like it's like you're rolling with Justin Bieber, man. Like we're with him. We go into Times Square, the city, pretty much anywhere. Every block, someone's asking him for a picture. Yo, cuz this and that. Like the impact he has on the city is just incredible, man. And again, shouts to him and shouts to Jay for sure.
Nah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is a good one. I think this is from Mary Jane Jeter.
Mama Dukes.
Mama Dukes.
Mary Jane.
How do you feel when someone says your lyrics has helped them through tough times?
Good question, man. Sheesh. I just feel like, it's an incredible feeling, but it's a mutual feeling, People listening and the way that they say it affects them, that keeps me going. So for me to be going through whatever I'm going through, music is therapeutic for me. So if anybody else is going through the same thing, I feel like we're locked in now. Like we got like a special bond because we've all gone through the same thing, and this music here is gonna help us get out of that rut.
What's the song for you? Like, because I'd say mine's probably like Nas Halftime. What's the one for you?
So the song to get me out of a rut type
The song
thing?
to get me out of, like the one you were listening to on the bus going.
Oh man, honestly, not to be stereotypical, but Eminem has always been my favorite.
All right.
So he's always had songs that get me hype and just songs that have helped me through breakups. Just all that, like.
He had me fucked up once with this song. That Space Cowboy? He was like, but I could never dedicate for you. To show you how much I need you.
Right, yeah, okay.
That shit had me fucked up.
Right, yeah, it's super different for real.
I guess we might as well get it. This is Jillian Rose 97 says top 5 rappers. Which is the worst, best question of all time.
It is. Damn, I don't really have an order, but okay. 50.
I'm telling 50 you said M first.
I said 50 next. Nah, man, for real. 50 is just that him and M and 50, like when I was growing up in school, like we just wanted to be like them. And that was like the shift to when I was writing books, that was like the shift to me making music. It was just like an epic moment. They were like, we thought they were the coolest.
Before we get to 3, what do you think about, I saw 50 posted something he's doing Vice City or some Rockstar Games. You know what that's about?
I don't know what that's about, but I know that everything he's done has been phenomenal. He hasn't missed yet.
Video game would be crazy.
Yeah. Did you ever play the video game? He had the
he had a video game?
Yeah, bro. I think for Xbox, my brother Johnny and I used to play it. And,
I used to play Def Jam Vendetta like a
I never
fiend.
played that.
No?
Yeah, I feel like I missed the boat with that.
Oh my gosh. You watched Joe Budden fuck somebody up when he was like 22 years old.
Joe Budden actually is another one that
Oh my God.
when I was ever going through a breakup or anything, he helped me for real. You know, I listen to that podcast religiously. I actually met Parks recently.
Okay.
Super cool dude. And just to see another like you, like resilient from every venture that they go through, they're just excelling. And, you know, you can't do anything but respect that. So shouts to them for sure.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure. And so my number 3 would be Lil Wayne.
Okay.
He is another, I would be on the bus bumping him.
Weezy F baby.
Yes, sir. Still on a crazy roll. Like, I mean, come on. Like, he's still rapping at a highest
He just got like an award or something, or he just got nominated.
I seen that,
like,
yeah.
the 11th of all time or something. I don't know. Something crazy.
He got emotional during his speech or something like that. I think I seen like a clip. Yeah, he's the GOAT, man. Like, you know, you can't, just the wordplay and to not write, like, is just like another.
Crazy.
You're an alien, for real.
I love everything about Weezy except that he's a Green Bay Packers fan.
What are you a fan of? What's your
Not the
team?
Packers. I don't know. I like a little bit of everything. I'll be honest. I shouldn't talk shit about the Packers, but I probably more like Giants. Honestly, anything New York.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
I'm not huge into football, but
no, I know you're baseball.
Yeah, Mets all the way.
Mets all day.
Yeah.
METS. Mets. Shout out Sean G, by the way. I heard he's working with the Mets.
My
doing
guy,
something.
yeah, sure, yeah. Damn, I haven't seen him since we were at when you were at the restaurant in the city. That's I ran into him that day. We were both eating there.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he's doing some incredible stuff for sure.
All right, so we got Eminem, 50, Wayne.
This is just my favorite. It's not based off skill. It's not based off, you know, who I think, but I've always been a Drake fan, so that's
Okay.
you know, for obvious reasons. He's just like
He's
he's
the GOAT.
inspired me musically, you know, through different genres, through everything. Like
I feel like Drake, if like he ever had that same vibe, like Drake is the guy that like he doesn't get the credit that he should get because
Yeah.
he's like the guy that
it's just an internet thing.
like, you know how you said earlier, you're like, you know, I was like nervous to make music at first because
Yeah.
I didn't know how. I feel like Drake was never nervous to make music at first, but if anybody should have been Drake should have been like, what are people gonna think? I just came off Degrassi and now I'm spitting this hard shit with Wayne. It's
Yeah.
like the odds was really against that, man.
I know, yeah.
You gotta respect it.
You gotta, and then again, it's inspiring. Like just not.
You don't want to all the
caring what
time, but you
everyone-
have to.
You do. I know there's like a lot of stigmas about him being emotional and stuff like that, but I'm not afraid to wear my heart on my sleeve either. You know, I feel like being genuine and real and straight up with people is the way to go. Like I'm not like,
Facts.
you know, if I feel a certain way, like it doesn't happen often, you know, but I'd rather address it before I start talking crazy behind your back or anything, because that's super lame. So
Is interested too because he's like the most genuine while also being the least genuine. He's
you know,
like right there on the cusp
listen,
of being like the
never-
realist, but
Yeah.
the not the realist.
don't
Very
don't
confusing.
Take kindness for weakness type thing. You know,
Well
I
said.
have in my neighborhood, you know, we're in the same neighborhood as the Gottis, you know, and every made man that I've met has been the nicest person. You know,
like,
I
don't
remember
you kill people?
exactly like, you know, I remember I was working at Bob's Sneaker Corner. I don't know if you ever heard of it. And these guys, these mobbed up dudes would be coming in and they would be copping these velour suits.
Oh my
the
God.
Sean John, the Fila suits, the
track
Anichis. Yeah.
Like Paulie Walnuts.
Yes, and like shouts to him. I met him. He was at my first
No
show.
way.
Yeah, he was at my first show
Paulie
ever.
Walnuts?
He was at that festival. Yeah, I have a photo with him. 'Cause,
I asked the most
RIP.
awesome moments. You didn't tell me Paulie Walnuts was at your
I
first
got-
show?
I'll show you the picture after. It was super epic. But yeah, like I said, and they were just the nicest dudes. But you know, if you cross them, and then that's how
Yeah.
I feel it is, bro. Like, you know, lead with love, but just don't think you're gonna get over on me.
Not to be played with.
Right.
So we got
Did I name a 5?
no, we're on 5. I have no fucking commercials to play. I have no promos to get to. We got all day. So we got Eminem, 50, Wayne, Drake, number 5. Maybe an honorable mention too. Let's see. Shout out to Jillian Rose 97 for the
Yes.
question.
Yeah, she's always showing love.
Good content.
Honestly, not cause he's here, but my cousin Danny.
Oh,
You know, growing up, my mother was bumping his CD every morning, going to school when she would drop me off at school, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. You know, like my mom, I knew all the songs by heart and everything. There he is. He's right here.
Yeah, you
know
can
what I'm
jump in,
saying?
man. You can jump on the mic.
Yeah, bro. Come on. And look, he's rocking the hoodie, you know.
I love
and just, you know, to have him at that last cipher in front of 100 plus people in that train cart was like an epic moment for, you know, just not for me, for both of us, but like for the family type thing. And yeah, that's just like what it's built around. Like, that's why I would put him in my top 5, because that's like built around love and loyalty, and that's it. And an honorable mention, there's so many. Jeez, I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I guess I'm gonna be kicking myself because I'll remember later on. But I would guess I would say, you know, Joe Budden. You know, I know he's not the most liked dude.
Joe,
I'm not
you're
in
an
it for all
asshole.
that. Yeah, I'm not in it for you know, the way he is. But his music was speaking to me as I was growing up and helped me get through a lot of shit. So like, I have to put him up there.
He's like one of those guys for me that like I love him like I love Drake. Like I don't know why I love him, but I do.
Yeah.
He was the biggest asshole to me once ever. Like
I've never met him, but I've heard. You know,
man.
I know how it is. But
this man sent me. I was at G Unit Radio, and this man was like, "Yo, I need you to go get me fucking a pack of Newports and a raspberry Simply lemonade."
Newport,
right? I was like 17. I couldn't even buy Newports. I was in Times Square trying to get Newports. I came back. I found the Newports. Couldn't find the raspberry lemonade. Got him a regular Simply lemonade. Gave him the Newports. He's like, "These are shorts. I need 100." I was like, "Fuck you,
hunters,
Joe." Then he was like, "I said raspberry lemonade." I said, "Damn, you really everything they say about you is true." But I
Listen,
respect
man.
it. He's himself. Anybody who's himself deserves love.
And I think a lot of people, like, I'm able to separate the music and the person. You
Yeah.
know, your music makes me feel something. You know, obviously I would love to like you as a person, but if I don't, like, I can't take away your talent. You
I
know?
like him
So
as a
I'm just
person.
like-
I just couldn't be his assistant ever. Ever. Rosenberg was
man.
like, "Yo, could you go get me a lemonade?" I could have came back with an iced tea. He would have been
it's
like, "Yo,
tough.
thanks for the refresher."
we.
Joe Budden would have been
Right?
like, "This
Yeah.
shit tastes like water."
That's funny.
got-
Let's get into some more questions.
I got a left field question for you. I don't know where this question came from. GHX Star X.
my homie Craig.
Craig, this is a weird question, Craig. Does it feel good letting your nipples free on stage because it looks good from where I at?
Dude, what?
Shout out to Craig.
Wait, so can you read
Damn,
that?
Craig.
So how does it feel to?
I got sound effects on here. Hold up.
Right, I heard nipples, and that definitely.
Does it feel good letting your nipples free on
Oh
stage
my
because it
goodness,
looks good
dude.
from where I at? Is that even a
Wow.
question?
I'm not sure, man.
There's no
but
question mark.
I think he's. He might be talking about the clip I just posted at my first headliner in Brooklyn, where I had my shirt off.
Okay. Was that a first for you, taking your shirt off on stage?
It might have, yeah. I was just super
the
hyped.
moment?
In the moment, it was hot as hell, and I just, it's not like I'm trying to show off anything. It was just like pure energy and pure temperature in the room. But even that was like another special moment for me, to have headliner. And shout outs to Craig, man. He killed. We performed at the Paramount. I don't know if you've ever been there in Huntington.
Oh yeah, I'm going there to see Shane Gillis. Shout out to
Are
Shane
you?
Gillis.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man.
I can't wait.
So I was there, Stone Pizza. I did
Big up Pizza Pusher.
right. I did some camera work for them. It was for the people from Entourage. Are you familiar with Entourage?
Which ones? Yeah, I know Entourage.
Of course.
Was it like the actors? Was it Doug Ellen?
It was E.
Okay.
It was, Drama.
Okay.
And it was the creator. They have a
Sick.
podcast. It's called Victory the Podcast. And yeah, I just remember being first of all, getting to hang out with them. I watched that show religiously. So it's just cool to be around. Like, it was cool to be around them. But
I saw E in the LES ones. It was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo.
dude, right? Like, Entourage is my favorite show of all time. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I watched that show
Legendary.
religiously. It's about coming up with your boys, and that's like the
In
dream.
Queens.
In Queens, and that I just feel like it embodied who I strive to be and who I am at heart. And just to be around them, they're like exactly how they are on the show. Which Drama was hilarious. eating the.
Who do you relate to most on the show?
I take all different pieces from each. Vince E.
I channel my Ari Gold every day.
He's the GOAT, bro.
Every day.
Him and Drama were probably my favorite on the show. They're hilarious. But yeah, I remember being in that venue and I'm just like looking around and I'm like to perform here would be insane. You know, shouts to Star Boxing. They had like a huge boxing event there, and they asked me, shout out to Tony, they asked me to do the performance at like a halftime type thing. And I brought Craig. He ripped the guitar on there, and I brought my homie Ron Terry. Do you know Ron Terry?
Oh yeah.
And we just went crazy. We were rapping in the boxing ring, just going absolutely nuts. At the end, you know, Craig hit Ron over the head with a guitar.
Oh my
and
God.
I did the people's elbow. I did that in the ring, and it was just.
That's why the shirt came off.
You know, if I'm gonna channel my inner wrestler, which
Well, that was gonna be my next and final question. What's with the Jeff Hardy sleeve? Shout out to REALLYJ. Really, Jay?
Oh, shouts to.
I didn't even notice it until I read the question.
Yeah. So shouts to Really Jay, man. He's a producer that I've been working with one-on-one. He lives in California. I didn't even know you could do sessions over Zoom type thing, and it just changed the game. Like I came out with a song called Maybe I'm the Problem, super, super personal. I was going through some stuff and we were just cooking up like on the computer. Like I was controlling his screen. Like it's really incredible. He's super talented too, so we're locked in. But the story behind the Jeff Hardy sleeve, I might have to take you off and show you, you know what I'm saying? I wear this through doing anything music.
Okay.
Like when I'm performing and stuff like that. Damn, I might have to edit. So I make these sleeves, all right?
What do you make them
Might
out
look
of?
ridiculous. It's like stockings type thing. But everything I wear is like, he was like my idol growing up. Everything that I wear throughout music and everything is like an embodiment of me. You know, like this is like my childhood right here. Like it may look ridiculous. I've had managers that tell me like not to rock it anymore, but you know, this is like my childhood on me.
I ain't even mad
You
at
know
it.
what
I'll
I'm
be
saying?
honest. It looks like a tattoo
official.
sleeve. It's like
It does, you know what I'm saying?
It's
It
pretty
looks
tough.
cool. I got the red matching with the outfit. You know
you
what
got
I'm
some
saying?
tats popping out under it.
Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? Like just to always keep pieces of me, you know, Jimmy, Sandra, family, this, my childhood, you know what I'm saying? Like it just keeps me feeling at home wherever I go. Wrestling was a huge part of my life too. Are you familiar with wrestling?
A little bit.
Okay, so
Somewhat. I know Jay's related to a wrestler, right?
Randy Orton.
Okay, yeah. He's like a big
super
wrestler.
Cool. Yeah, Randy Orton's GOAT. And that's how I became friends with some people in the wrestling industry. You know, shout out Dante, shout out to Liv Morgan. She was the women's champ for like during the summer. And we were at a festival in Stanford. They were shooting Jersey Shore. Paulie D was like performing there. I had a homie perform there too. But long story short, like she's super cool. And just seeing the impact that she has to just have this fan base and to be doing good with it, you know, I don't know, it's super
it's awesome.
admirable to see someone at that level. You know, it was my birthday that day, and at midnight it was my birthday. So we ended up back at her hotel and everything. You know, a couple of us, and you know, she was
No, just the wrong one.
she was no, not like that.
That's
But
sound effects on here.
she was you know, she was just like on the low, like looking to order me like Uber, like for cake and stuff like that, just trying to make it special. Yeah, and whatever, just to be around people that have super reach and to still be genuine and be spreading love is just like
I've had like a couple run-ins, like working with Peter. I've always been around like wrestling.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
So I've like met a bunch of them, but the only one I geeked, bro, is Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro. We hung out at his house.
Oh my!
We hung out at Stone Cold's house one like
that's
week.
Fire.
We were in LA. We landed in LA. We were there like at night, and we're at some like diner. We had just landed. We stopped at like a diner, and Rosenberg's like, yo, Stone Cold just DM'd me asking for my number. And he sends his number. And then he's like, 10 minutes later, he calls him. And he's like, hello,
goodness.
Peter? And like the next day we chilled at his crib for like a couple of hours. Rosenberg was on his podcast. And I geeked, bro. And I like,
legendary.
I don't know too much about wrestling. I was a big fan of Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, like back in the day.
They were all in that era. That era is undefeated. That'll be forever the greatest era of wrestling for sure.
But Stone Cold was the most regular guy.
Bro.
He's like, yeah,
Right.
like come by around 11. My wife's taking the dogs to the vet.
Right.
And I'll just be hanging out drinking Red Bull. It's like crazy.
You know, like that's so cool because we just know them through screens. You know, that's how everybody has their perceptions of people through these screens, but we don't realize like they're actual like people at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so is that? I don't know if you would say
way cooler than Joe Budden. I'll say that. I've met a lot of cool people. I've been very fortunate. I've met like Drake a couple times. I've met Jay-Z.
Cool.
Stone
Word.
Cold.
Wow. Yeah.
That was the only like him and maybe Mike Tyson. I was like super starstruck.
I was gonna say who else were you starstruck, but okay, so
Like Stone Cold, Tyson. Rap never like
Goats.
rappers never really got me too starstruck. Like even Jay-Z, like I was so caught off guard, but I feel like so like personally connected just through the music. Like
yeah, I could relate to that for sure.
You know?
I met some tons of established artists, and I just feel like
you
we're
know them
already
almost.
friends.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, cause we all, like I said, all go through the same struggles. We're a lot more alike than we are different.
Facts.
You know, we're all going through the same stuff. So, you know, to meet people and everything, like, yeah, like you're super established and you've made, you know, tons of
a lot of money.
yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, like you're an artist.
Yeah.
And so am I. So that's how we click. I've only been starstruck once, and I didn't even meet him. It was Eminem at him and Rihanna tour, and I was like a mile away. But just to see him, like he came up in like a structure in the beginning, he was just bobbing his head, and I was like, oh my,
it's
like,
crazy.
It's really him, bro. Like I grew up listening to him every day. You know, it's just like. Yeah, that was one moment for sure.
That was like my first concert was like an Eminem concert at Jones
Was it really?
Beach.
Jones Beach?
And
Wow.
Ludacris opened for him. And,
Luda!
and he came on that fucking Ferris wheel. And just seeing him in person like was crazy. And I'd met like at this point, now I've met like tons and tons and tons of celebrities since.
Right.
But like seeing Eminem in person, as far as rap goes, like is probably the most like starstruck.
When was this?
2000, 2001.
Right. So
like
that's how I feel like it
such
is
a
now.
long time ago. I wonder, I'd probably look it up. Eminem at Jones Beach.
That's ill.
Listen to this lineup. He didn't even headline, right?
Wow.
Opening up, right? The Executioners, right?
Executioner.
Then Ludacris, then Exhibit, then Eminem, and then the headliner was Papa Roach.
Papa Roach was headline. Wow.
Look at that lineup.
Okay.
July 26, 2002.
Wow.
I was at that concert.
That's
crazy.
Awesome. That's a sick concert, though. I mean,
Crazy.
Papa Roach probably got it lit.
Yeah,
Like,
bro. In retrospect, like that's crazy. I didn't even remember Papa Roach. I guess I was so thrown back by Eminem.
But honestly, that's when he was like at the. I mean, not
Before
the top,
cell
but-
phones, like for real.
Yeah.
Before camera phones.
Well, exactly. That's why I was saying like we're a lot more accessible to what people are doing. And when, you know, back in the day, like you'd see these celebrities, you only see them on TV every once in a while. You don't know what's going on. So they seem like aliens. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of a moment. That's why I always miss, like, I watch older concerts, even older sporting events. No one has their phone.
Yeah, it's a different
everyone's
energy.
in the moment. Yeah. And I've tried to make like a super conscious effort to put my phone down more and just enjoy life instead of, because you've been at a concert, like people, I never watch those videos that I take at concerts.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'll post one, but like,
I have
you know what I'm
thousands
saying?
in my phone. It's really like pointless. They have
Exactly.
us. They have us tricked, man. They really have us
Right?
tricked.
You know, it's all good.
I watched what's it called? I mean, I guess it's the best of both worlds. I don't know. Like I saw the Woodstock, the 99 Woodstock thing on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched that.
And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you know what? At that show, I wish I would have had the phone to get the fuck out of that show.
they were destroying everything.
Yeah, or
like,
to
you
show
know?
people
Oh, my goodness.
like I would have had like 5 lawsuits if I had a phone at that show.
Yeah, my uncle was at one, and actually when I was born, I think, and he came. I think I'm getting the story right. My dad told me that he came covered in mud, like
crazy.
when my mom was in, you know, whatever, and it's just hilarious. Like they wild out, but a lot of them are on drugs.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not about that life really. You know, I'll smoke a little bud and stuff like that, but like I've just seen the way drugs have affected people around me. And people, you know, and I just never really got into it. I don't knock anybody. Everybody goes through their stuff, you know, differently. but it's just not for me to wild out. Like I remember Molly was like a huge thing.
Yeah,
like 10 years ago.
I went to Pasha like back in the day. Everybody was on Molly.
I was always too young to go there, but I've heard so many stories. Like,
I never did drugs. Like when I was a kid, I got in like a lot of trouble. Like I sent this group home, so like I came out. I never like did anything bad like ever. Like, I won't even litter.
It's not a bad thing.
I just smoke weed, but like that's it.
Right.
But I've always like been in events where people are like fucking whacked, and I'm like, I don't know.
It just doesn't look fun.
I definitely want to try like mushrooms. The only thing I've ever wanted to
You've
try.
never tried it before?
Never tried it.
All right. I did it one time. I've actually done it twice, but one time was like microdosing kind of.
Is it really like life changing, like for the better?
Like I feel like I didn't take as much to make it life changing for me. Like I took it with my homie, and we were just walking around our neighborhood during the summer, walking his dog. And out of nowhere, the ground started floating. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome. The trees were like, everything just looks more like, I don't know.
Looks like J.O.'s Tony Soprano painting.
Dude,
like duckies coming out of the fucking...
Wasn't he just on the news channel or something like that? I seen you post it. Yeah, I've seen him a couple times. I don't know if we're on like a name basis type, but shouts to him. He's super talented. But you got to take it with the right people too, because I've also had... you ever taken edibles before?
Oh my God, never again. I took an edible, bro. I've only taken an edible once, and it was enough to make me never do it again.
Okay.
I ate the edible. The next day, I had to interview Young Gravy at the fucking radio station.
Young Gravy, bro.
I didn't even know. I called him like Young Turkey. I didn't know what the fuck. I took the edible, went to sleep, woke up at like 11 a.m. to take the train to the city. When I woke up, I was just fucked up.
Bruh.
I was like, I took the train to the city. I drank mad water. I was eating bread. I was like trying to get fucking sober. I was sitting in the Young Gravy like,
you just
can't snap out of it. I was just zonked.
I don't like I've had one good experience. I've taken it twice. One good experience and one bad experience. One good experience again with my cousin. We were in California. It was great, and then I slept for like 13 hours. Second time was recently. Long story short, I was with someone that was having a bad experience, and then it tripped me out. Man. I had I dropped her off, and then I admitted myself into the hospital.
Oh no.
It's not something I'm proud of, but I'm trying to be transparent here on the podcast. I literally felt like I was dying. I couldn't drive. I tried driving through it, and I was able to pull over, and just called the ambulance on myself after a little bit, because I literally felt like I was like, wow, this is where I'm gonna die, in a random parking lot. And they just brought me in, and they didn't even do anything. Like they were just like, all right, just rest here. I knocked out. Yeah, and then they're like, you're like the 7th one this week from edibles. I'm like, okay.
Here's your $10,000 bill.
Exactly. Like they literally just gave me a bed to sleep in, and then tried charging me thousands of dollars. Yeah. I'm like, bro, like.
So they do. Fun fact though, what I've learned is those medical bills don't go against your credit, so never fucking pay them. And on that note, I want to wrap this up because I want to get to this freestyle because I'm excited. It's gonna be the first freestyle ever on the show.
Dude, I'm super honored. Actually, I brought some stuff for you.
Oh, for me?
Yeah. Well, I have an album coming out, in the next 2 months called This Too Shall Pass. But this is a copy of my last album that I put out.
Sick.
Just a little copy.
Thank you.
On the back is
I had to frame this.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That would be awesome.
Hell yeah. I got one from Joel Santana here. I'm gonna put them right next to each other. I'm gonna start.
Another honor, man.
Any CDs I get signed is going up.
Hell yeah,
on the wall.
Cool stuff. My mom makes coasters out of like discs. She puts the little logo.
That's fire.
I also got. I know I gave you a shirt before.
It's like a turntable.
Yeah, I actually could have used that for my coffee before. And I got some merch, man. I got you a tank for the summer.
Thank you. I think I had one of these.
Yeah, you did.
I need another.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you another another one for sure. Without I got logo.
I got a lot fatter since the last time you gave me it.
Dude, I took what I got. So. And this was for the missus, man, Shouts to
Clementine.
Girl, yeah, for sure.
Oh, Clementine's gonna love this. She's
yeah. Your relationship, whatever you be posting, it's beautiful stuff. So, there you go. Boom.
Oh my gosh, thank you. It's amazing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, stranger things have happened. I put hip hop corporate mic.
I love it. Nobody knows what to call me anymore.
So just the best of both worlds right there, bro.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, nipples out again. Shouts to Craig on the cover.
Shout out to Craig.
That was that show.
Craig shot the cover. Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Well, I appreciate you coming by, bro. You already know
Yeah.
you're welcome anytime.
Thank you, man. Thank you for
I
having
don't
me.
even want to like. I'm gonna get my fingerprints on it. I was eating Chicago deep dish pizza.
Dude, you guys are going to town, man.
Bro.
I see they got the nice setup in here. They were eating good before, you
I
know.
ordered
It's good
Pat's
stuff.
Philly cheesesteaks, Pequod's Chicago deep dish pizza, and Terry Black's barbecue from Austin.
Sheesh,
And
yeah.
Nathan's fucking French fries from Stop and Shop.
Nathan's French fries, undefeated.
Bomb.
Yeah, undefeated for sure.
How can people keep up with you? Where can they follow you at?
Jimmy_Sandra, Instagram, TikTok, my website, jimmysandra.com, Apple, Spotify, all that noise. Yeah, I'm just like I feel like versatile. So, you know, tap in. You might hear something you like.
Facts. You definitely will hear something you like. I'm gonna link it all down here. Like, subscribe. I'm on YouTube now. I have to tell them like and subscribe.
Hey, like and subscribe. Hey, guys.
Go do that. Like and subscribe. All the cameras. Jimmy, you're the
Yeah.
man. I appreciate you. Let's set up for this freestyle.
Let's
Make
get
sure
it.
y'all check that out too. I'm gonna
Ready.
link that down here. Mic meetings. This has been my favorite mic meeting so far. No disrespect
Let's
to any of the
go.
other guests, but I feel
That's
like
awesome.
it's finally nice to talk to somebody about music. It's been so long.
Yes, sir.
Until
this is
next
awesome.
time.